Hello, we are back. Sorry for that interruption. My Wi-Fi, I've got to do something with my Wi-Fi. This is just crazy. So it just freezes on me. But back to what we were talking about. I think we were talking about, were we past the USDA that we were
We
talking
were
about?
I think we were talking about credit and how different credit looks favorable from a
That's
mortgage
where we are.
standpoint. Yep.
Okay, good, good, good. I'm glad your memory is better than mine. So you were saying that it does help to have different types of a mix of credit is important, and you have to have it.
It does. So as I said, you have to before you're before you loan somebody $100,000, you need to know that they can handle $1,000. So, and that's just good
Makes
business
perfect sense.
practices because for most of us, if someone came to us, a friend came to us and says, "Hey, can I borrow $1,000?" You're
Yeah.
gonna be like, "No, no."
No.
But if someone says, "Hey, can I borrow $10?" and I'm gonna pay you on Thursday, and then they once they pay you on time a few times, you're more willing to let them borrow $1,000 because every time you've always paid me back on time. So
Yeah.
sure, I'll let you borrow $1,000. So it's the
Okay.
same thing in the mortgage world.
Okay. So you want to see a mix of credit. So you can't
Yes,
go in and purchase a mortgage or try to qualify for a mortgage and you have no credit cards, no loans, nothing.
that is correct. And I know a lot of people use cash, for their purchases. And so credit is not a bad thing. It's just knowing how to use credit responsibly. That's the biggest thing as far as mortgages and what you're looking at.
Now, I think I heard, and I'm not sure if this is still the case, but for conventional financing, you have to have a certain amount of trade lines, or is that not correct?
I usually like to see you have at least three trade lines. Sometimes it just depends on how you pay the trade lines that you've had.
Okay.
There are some times where you can score and accept with the system. So they do an automated underwriting, and so the automated underwriting system usually has to say yes before you can issue a mortgage on that. So usually that's going to be the
Okay.
case.
Well, I think we covered everything. Is anything else you want to share? Anything that you wish people knew before they submitted an application to you?
Um, I would say I wish people would take a look at their credit before they submit. Because one of the things is applying for a mortgage is a hard credit hit, and which is still not a bad thing. But if you're borderline, if you have a 430 for your credit score, then that's you're not where you need to be, and there's no need to take that hard hit. And also, probably one of the biggest things is when you're looking at your credit score, make sure that you're looking at a FICO score instead of a Vantage
Credit
score.
Karma?
Vantage score is where you're getting from like Credit Karma, things like that.
Yeah.
And I always cringe when people say, "Well, I have a 700 on Credit Karma."
And you're like,
Yeah, because
yeah.
I've seen those same people have a 599 on a FICO score. So because they weight them differently, then
Yeah.
you may need to concentrate on different places if you're looking at a FICO score. So just make sure that you are looking at that, and I'm sure Coach Toya can tell you some great places to be able to get your FICO score from.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I tell people creditchecktotal.com, myfico.com. I mean, credit check total is $1 versus my FICO is like $30, but
Right,
either one of those can get you FICO scores.
right, and
All
and
right.
also Discover can give you the free one. And
Oh,
so
really?
that is a FICO score. And so a lot of times they can at least give you a benchmark of where you're at. Even though it's only giving you one score, it kind of gives you at least an idea
Of
of
where you
where to
are.
go. Yeah.
Okay. And one other question: How many different mortgage companies can I apply for, and it still be considered one inquiry, or is every time I apply, it's a separate inquiry in and of itself?
No, you can apply for different mortgage companies within a 14-day window. So
Okay.
once you apply for one mortgage company, you have 14 days to apply to other mortgage companies, and still be able to count that as just the one hit.
But after that, new inquiry.
Exactly. Now it's a new
All right.
inquiry.
All right. Well, there are no more questions. Thank you so much for especially getting on this live with me with such short notice. Because I called you this morning and said, "Look, we've got all these questions out there. Can you do it tonight?" So I definitely
Yes.
appreciate you making time in your schedule. Definitely tell everybody how to get in touch with you and what is your process.
So you can get in touch with me on my website, which is ericabats.com. That is ERICA, B is in boy, ATTS.com. You can find me on Instagram is ericabats14. You can also call me at 919-608-7916.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. And thank you guys for watching. And hopefully, we answered all of your questions. If you have any other questions, you can post it under the comments under this video because it will be posted. Personal Facebook page. I think you're streaming it on your Facebook page as well. In my
Yes.
credit group, you definitely have information for that. My YouTube channel, there's a couple of podcast platforms. So if you need any of that information, reach out to me. You can definitely reach out to Erica as well to let's get started. We still, I know it's kind of crazy out there, but at
It
least let's
is.
figure out what you have to do to get qualified.
And that's the first step right there. If you
Yeah.
even if you're not ready right now, let's at least have a conversation to figure out what you need to do to get ready.
Yep. Because you don't want to wait till the last minute.
Well, and I will say the other thing too right now is inventory is really low in most places. So, a lot of people are going into multiple offer situations, all of those things. So you want your offer to be, the best that you can be. And so applying sooner rather than later is definitely going to be your best bet.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much, Erica, and we will definitely talk soon.
Yes, we will.
All
Thank you so
right.
much for having me.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye-bye.